Okay guys, so appreciate this is probably going to be one of the most contentious videos that I put on the playlist, but definitely think it's a topic worth discussing. I'm going to give you my 2 pence worth on it, and that opinion probably isn't gonna go down well with other people, and they're not going to agree with that, but that's absolutely fine. It's my opinion, not theirs. And you know, people will sit on either side of the fence depending on their own experiences. So yeah, should you pay for your education? Well, these guys here, I've mentioned them a couple of times on previous videos. They would absolutely 100%, 150% say no. And you know that they're sort of very, very vocal and against anyone who does have educational content that they charge for. And that, you know, again, that's fine. These guys have got, I've said before, they've got some fantastic resources that newbie traders can look at. You know, 107 videos on here. They've got the Discord channel. They've got the website. The one thing that I haven't seen is, you know, and again, someone point out to me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen an awful lot or anything really around pre-race trading. I don't know whether that's because these guys that's not something that they do, or it's just something they haven't covered yet, but that's something I haven't seen. And depending on what you're looking to do in your trading, then that might actually be a negative for you if they haven't got any content around that. So moving on to the next very good sort of free resource, and that's the BetAngel channel. And the reason why I'm doing YouTube, I probably should have stated that at the start, is because this is arguably most new traders' sort of resource for material that you know, come on, watch people make stupid amounts of money pre-race trading, etc., and it looks very sort of glamorous. And yeah, so that's why I'm sort of focusing on YouTube, but I digress. So getting back to BetAngel channel, you can see nearly 1,000 videos here, and I've probably arguably watched every single one of these over the years at one point or another. And there's so many good videos on here, and there's so much stuff you can sort of glean from it. But yeah, there's a hell of a lot of content to sift through as well. And you know, I did think about should I maybe sift through and put some links up to really sort of, you know, poignant videos, if you like, and I thought, you know what, I genuinely haven't got time to do that, to sit and sift through it all. And that's really sort of key, and it'll be a point I'll touch on a little bit later. We're going through this. So move on to this guy. Is a little bit of an undiscovered gem, I think. He's got over 1,350 subscribers there, and he's put a hell of a lot of content up, really. But I'd really encourage people to go and have a look at this guy's channel. And you know, he's all around sort of automation and this fair bot trading software, but some of the strategies that he discusses in his videos, and you know, he really goes into a massive amount of detail here, and does testing and back testing, and you know, shows all these results. And yeah, there's loads of food for thought, really. And I'd definitely encourage people to go and take a look at this guy's channel. Now again, another interesting channel is this Kai Millett, and you know, he's gone on a bit of a journey himself. He hasn't got loads of videos on here, but yeah, they're pretty good. There's some pretty good content on here that, you know, I think people would probably find quite useful. And there's a couple of sort of contentious topics as well that he covers. But yeah, really, really good. And this Profit Pineapple as well. So again, not loads of videos, but he's done a lot of his sort of content in and around match betting, and you know, he did do one where he done trading, and I think he done like 12 months worth of trading, and it's a really, really good one to watch. And yeah, I'd highly encourage you to dig that one out, and you'll see, his own journey into it and how he sort of coped with that, if you like, and his trials and tribulations through that period. Really, really quite good. But then going to move on to Carnberry. So he's probably the most popular, I would say, other than sort of Peter Webb, who, everybody knows through BetAngel. Carnberry is probably your next sort of go-to name that most traders or newbie traders would sort of refer to, and that's, he's been around for the best part probably 12 years now, I think, online, having an online presence. And if you go back on his blog, on his website, and read that from the very start, it's unbelievable. It's a fantastic read, to be honest, and it will take you a while to go through it. But yeah, watching his journey and, the stuff that he went through at that time period, to then watching how he sort of transformed and, leveled up, if you like, and, made the transition to go full time and, leave his job. And it's a great read. It really, really is. And if you go through his channel, I mean, he's got nearly 500 videos. There are some golden nuggets that you can take out of a lot of his videos, and they're very, very good. Now, Khan is a trader who offers, the rest of these on this list don't offer any sort of, paid for content, courses or anything. Khan does. So he's got a premium sort of section on his website where people can buy horse racing, tennis courses, football courses, and I don't think they're very expensive. I think they're all under sort of £200, if you like. But this is where the contentious part comes in, because he gets a lot of hate for that, for the fact that he's created these courses and he charges for them. Now, here's where my opinion comes in, and I've actually purchased, or I got it purchased for me back in 2019, I think it was, or 2019, I'm sure. But and I was a purchaser of the horse racing course, and I'll be honest, 100% right now, did I come away from that course, with 100% clarity on what I needed to do? No, I didn't. And I'll go into, what sort of made my brain click, if you like, in a minute. But getting back to, people kicking off about Carnberry, he's got a course for sale. He gets a lot of hate for it. Why? Okay, this guy's, I can tell you firsthand that his course is extremely detailed. There's a hell of a lot of content on there. And he's put a lot of fucking time into that. Excuse my French, but he's put a lot of time into that. Now, anybody else, if if your employer, for example, this might be a really bad analogy, but if your employer said to you, you know what, you've been a brilliant employee over the last 5 years, you've learned everything there is to know about this business, blah, 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 blah. Now I want you to work for the next 6 months for free, teaching all these sort of new starters, or all the people, all the other employees, every single thing you know. Okay, or you've got to stay behind 2 hours every day for the next 6 months to teach these guys everything you know, and I'm not going to pay you for it. You tell them to piss off, wouldn't you? Because that's your time, that's your knowledge that you'd be pouring in. You want a reward for that. Now, again, I appreciate that's a really shit analogy probably, and I could have put it differently, but you get my point. Why should people invest a fuck ton of time? And these courses are a fuck ton of time into something to then, give away for free. Plus, there's also the fact that, you know what, most people, if they see something for free, they don't see any value in it. They think there's no value in it. And all you would get is people then coming in, ripping that off, and going and selling it themselves. Okay, so that opinion of, you know, people shouldn't charge for their product, if it's worth it, if the content's of value, and that's a key thing, if it's value that it offers, then absolutely, in my opinion, they're warranted in charging for it. Now, I'll get back to, you know, the next person, I think it was about 6 months after Khan's course, I came across Steve Howe's course, and that's anybody who's been around sort of ages, in the Betfair scene will probably know of Steve. But for those that don't, Steve used to run quite a popular blog called It's a Mugs blog, and yeah, he was again a professional trader. He'd done a conference with the likes of Khan and Peter Webb, etc. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, his course, and I don't say this lightly, his course completely transformed everything about pre-race horse trading for me. And it was just simply because it was broken down and step by step in such a way that it just resonated with me straight away. The analogies that he used to describe how, you know, what caused certain things to act the way they did in the market, and everything just clicked. And it was really off the back of his course I went back to Khan's and revisited it, and yeah, I understood it then, because everything made sense, because it had been explained to me in a different way. Now, that's more down to probably how my brain ticks, and not down to Khan's content. And I'm not on here promoting Khanberry's content by any means, but I just thought it was worth covering the topic of, you know, should you pay for content? Well, absolutely. And the reason for that is, if you want to scroll through YouTube, okay, even on the good channels, like I've highlighted here, okay, you've got 978 videos there, 107 videos there. God knows how many other people are putting videos up, okay? Shit videos, probably like this channel, okay, arguably. And I'm okay with that. But how much time are you willing to spend traipsing through, you know, all these videos to try and grab little snippets of information that you can sort of try and piece together? Okay, for me, you know what, £200 Steve Howe's course, the best £200 I've ever spent. After probably three days of really sort of intensive going in and looking through that content in great detail, completely transformed the way I looked at the markets. And from that point on, I actually understood what I needed to do. Now, I don't know how long that would have took me to, you know, be scouring everything and trying to get all that information for free. I don't think I would have found it, because it's just not out there. It's as simple as that. This information isn't out there. It's not explained. Or it maybe is, but you have to scroll through thousands of, you know, forum posts and thousands of YouTube videos and everything else to try and piece that together. So you've really got to make a decision on what your time's worth. But the tough thing is, nowadays, there's not many people out there who do useful paid for content. And I would honestly say that, you know, certainly out of this list, well, there's no one else who does any paid content, but Khan's is probably about the best you're going to get. Other than that, you're going to be scrolling through YouTube, you know, looking at lesser unknown people who are telling you that they're experts, but probably really aren't. And they're going to charge you for substandard products. And that's a challenge you've got. But yeah, it's just a little bit of food for thought, really, guys. And yeah, I appreciate not everybody's going to agree, but Yeah, that's me.